The Vanishing of the SS Willie. Now, this is something that's been blowing the internet up by storm right now, everybody. If you haven't seen the short film, you got to check it out right now. You got to get up there, you got to see it online. But of course, I'm going to break it down for a second because January 1st, Mickey Mouse became public domain. Well, of course, the mouse, part of the mouse, 100-year-old mouse himself, that Steamboat Willie, he became public domain. And at that point, people were going nuts. But what's going to be the first thing coming out for horror films for Mickey Mouse? Because, of course, it happened Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey, and that was a big thing, just blowing up the world. And, you know, having the Grinch, the mean one, all this stuff was going crazy. But this is Mickey Mouse. And, of course, Disney tried for a long time to stop this from happening. They actually were supposed to be up in 2003, and Mickey Mouse fought it. He's like, don't mess with me, everybody. I want to be a good boy, whatever. So he just tried to stop it. Mickey Mouse tried to stop it, and they actually stopped it for 20 years, and they called it the Mickey Mouse Clause, and they were just trying to stop it. And then after that 20 years, though, they couldn't stop it anymore. Mickey Mouse has to become public domain. His conservatorship is done, and now he is free to be whoever he wants to be as a mouse, him and Minnie themselves. So it's a big deal for Mickey.
Free to be who he wants to be. He's finally, he belongs to the rest of us, yeah.
Yeah, he belongs to us all, Mike. So this is where this all opened up, okay? So now, there's this movie coming out, okay? It's called Mickey Mouse's Trap. All right, cool. There's a video game Infestation, but none of those are out yet. No, the very first one to come out right now is The Vanishing of the SS Willie. And I'm so excited, everybody, to have a conversation today with the creators of this project, and it's been blowing the internet by storm. It's just like freaking massive. The very first one, it's on the news all over the place, and honestly, these guys are amazing. I want to welcome everybody to Kruse Control for the very, very first time. Nick and David, check them out, everybody. They are amazing. Check this out. Night Signal Entertainment here live on Kruse Control. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you so much. Welcome to the show, guys. Hope it's been great. I can't believe what's happening for you. It's amazing. Welcome.
Generous intro. Thank you.
A very generous intro. Oh my God, we're a couple of schlubs.
That's all right.
Oh yeah, look at these hot celebs over here. Look at these. We got a couple dudes over here. They made a video using Premiere, and we seized our opportunity with.
No, it's up on the internet. All right.
You were the first one, guys. You were the bravest ones to get out there in that rarefied air.
Yeah, you were the first ones to make this happen. Did you plan this for a long time? Because honestly, like the very first artist, that takes a lot of cojones to come out there and just do this and drop it. Like the very first people. So it's a big gamble. Were you afraid that Mickey Mouse would come after you at all when you dropped this?
Oh yeah, we were extremely, extremely cautious with how we approached this particular short. I mean, you probably noticed like there's a million different things that we did to like try to stay above board, like what we thought that they would try to come after people for. Like there's, some debate as to whether or not people should try using the actual name Mickey Mouse. The name Mickey Mouse does appear in the short. So in theory, you should be able to say his name. You should be able to say, hey,
you should be able to.
Mouse. But we were opting on the side of caution. And so that's why in the short film, all of the all the characters go unnamed to protect their identities. But you know who they are. And SS Willie, isn't Steamboat Willie, but it evokes it. So it's just a lot of like, it was a whole lot of tiptoeing to try to avoid, try to still capitalize on the fact that, this like piece of really well-known media is public domain, but without giving ourselves as much, legal room to make sure that if they did want to come after us, that we'd have some kind of floor to stand on.
Did you have any professional consultation or buddies at all, or were you just going on what seemed to be the case?
We should have, but
it seemed like you were hedging your bets sufficiently with SS Willie and not naming characters directly, etc.
I mean, like I read as much like legal jargon about like copyright and trademark as I could to try to like approach it as smartly without having to shell out a bunch of money for an attorney. But I mean, that would have been smarter, but we're also poor. So we decided to to do it that way.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Yeah. No, it's innovative. You're just like pushing the boundaries. You're trying something. You had it in the can before January 1st, of course, right? So you're ready to just like knock it out there. That must have been, how much work was that to get this done? Was it a lot of work to make this short?
It was, we were planning it back in April of 2023. So that was when we first started talking about, because we actually missed the boat. We were going to do, back when Winnie the Pooh became public domain, we were going to make a game. We were talking about making a horror game about Winnie the Pooh. And then that Winnie the Pooh horror movie came out, and we were like, okay, it looks like we kind of missed the boat on Winnie, because like,
Which was terrible, by the way. Let's just put that out there.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
But they did. I mean, in my opinion, they did the ballsiest thing. Like, you're saying we're doing the ballsy thing. They actually were first to try to invoke Disney's wrath.
Although Winnie the Pooh wasn't originally Disney material, though, unlike Steamboat Willie.
But it was the license was owned by them exclusively for all this time.
At the time,
so
yeah.
it's
right.
And it's one of the, there's this list, I don't know if you've seen it, of these like highest grossing media properties, and at the very top, and that's just based on like all kinds of revenue. It's not just like movie revenue. It's merch revenue and all that stuff. But near the top of that list is Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse. But Winnie the Pooh, I think, has been above Mickey Mouse sometimes, like in terms of just money-making potential. So having the exclusive rights to Winnie the Pooh has been a very lucrative thing for them. And so I think for as much shit as those filmmakers get for making schlock, I think it was extremely ballsy of them to be the actual first ones out the door, and they kind of gave everyone else, including us, this feeling of
motivation,
because like Disney didn't come after them, and so that did kind of clear the air a little bit and show maybe that Disney wasn't going to be as litigious as people thought about this sort of thing.
Well, probably because it was a steaming pile of shit and Disney didn't give a shit about it.
It is also safer to be in the horror genre, I think, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of horror specific stuff, because not only is it attention grabbing, but it is probably legally safer because Disney can't claim the easiest claim they can make with the trademark stuff, with the fuzzy stuff when it comes to trademark is brand confusion. That you're like confusing your brand for theirs. But they don't make horror media with their characters. I
get that, but like,
not at all.
Don't you think that like that their market is children, and children are terrified of horror? So I feel like that would still hurt them if a child was like, well, that Winnie the Pooh just murdered Christopher Robin over there.
Right.
And
he's trying to murder Christopher Robin.
I think if the horror movie called itself Winnie the Pooh and then like made no indication that it was horror, they would maybe have more of an issue with it.
They threw blood in there.
There's just a lot of potential that was untapped. It could have been. I feel like it could have been really good, and they dropped the ball. That's all.
Definitely.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, ours would have been way better. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Absolutely, we had fun plans. We did.
Now this took it said since April you were planning this, which is a lot of time. 2023, you said. So that's a long time to be kind of developing and making this. And who was primarily just the two of you were working on this the whole time?
Yep.
That's awesome.
We know each other.
Yeah.
Since
it's been a long time, since high school. Yeah, at least probably like 11 or 12 years.
Nice.
And Dave, you were the sound engineer on this. You're making all the special effects sounds, and were you doing music too as well?
The music is stock, so that one is just mainly sound design and then setting the mix and all the sound effects, designing the sound effects and setting the soundscape in general for the film. Yeah. But generally, I also do music on a lot of our other projects. Yeah,
it's a very eerie tone too with the music and with the with all the special effects in it too. So I think you did a solid job with that. It really sets the tone for the spookiness of what's happening. How long did that take you to do all that?
The actual
how much did that take? Not super long. It was probably a couple days or so. Maybe 2
that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then I know, like, do you work together hand in hand with the story, or is it primarily like one of you writes it and that's it? 'Cause I saw it was written by Nick, but do you work as a team on that too at all?
We do a little bit of writing together, but I think Nick primarily has a lot of the creative direction and writing, so he's definitely the big brain man.
Yeah.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
It takes a team, though, honestly. It's like a lot of times you ever try to do something by themselves, and it takes so much, and it's so much energy. But the dynamic of duo of some sort together, it's like all of a sudden you can complement each other and work together, and all of a sudden the project comes to life. So I think maybe you found each other for a reason, honestly. And sometimes friendships are like that, too. And I think when you find the right person that you work with in a project like that, you hold on to that person. So hold on to each other, honestly, because I think whatever's happening is working very well. I can't believe the reception, though. Did that blow your mind when you first saw like the numbers start jumping up? Like, what was your first reaction? Because again, it's like 100,000 views already. It's like insane for a couple weeks.
I'm definitely a lot of very, very pleasantly surprised because I thought we had totally got. I thought the rug definitely got pulled from under us with the releases that the trailers and stuff that dropped beforehand. They obviously got way more media attention, and so I figured we were just going to be buried after that. Like, I was like, all right, well, we missed the boat because we were thinking of doing a midnight release originally, but we were like,
nice.
Why would we thought maybe that would be dumb because we didn't think people would be like awake, like you release at midnight and then. The views don't even start coming in until the next day, and I don't know how YouTube's algorithm really works.
Right.
It's kind of
I don't think any of us get it.
Box. So we went by standard. Here's the time you should post, and I think it was like 2 hours before we posted it that the Steamboat Willie horror game got its trailer put out, and then. Maybe like an hour after that, the movie, full featured movie got a trailer. So those are obviously bigger.
Looks like dog shit, by the way, just to be clear.
Which also makes them like way more entertaining to talk about. To be fair, I mean, if it looks like dog shit, everybody's
not to enjoy.
What are we talking about? We
shit about
it all.
Talk shit about.
This is a totally different thing, and it's like a totally different approach, and it's a totally different style, and I admire that a lot. Like what they're doing is more on par with Blood and Honey, if you ask me. So
yes.
I feel like I feel like you guys really hit the nail on the head, and I feel like it's much more interesting because of the way that you went about it.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
that's really appreciated.
Yeah,
No,
the analog horror style. It's so catching and riveting too, and it's like in the like it kind of looks like we're supposed to be found footage, but it feels like it's from that era. The whole thing with the actually just reading in the dub, and it's being like being a silent film on top of that. What can I ask? Who is that? Can you tell us who is the shadowy character that's talking during this? Can you tell us who is this person?
My head,
or your lips sealed.
My headcanon is that's Felix the cat.
Okay.
Oh.
I love that.
I thought I saw a bow. I thought I saw the outline of a bow up top.
Domain universe of cartoon characters.
That's awesome.
And not to spoil, on the very end, it seems like there's like a creature of some sort that's Mickey, or I guess Minnie is also his accomplice kind of in this too, right? In a lot of ways. So I don't know if that shadow figure at the end is supposed to be Mickey, or if it's supposed to be, I should say, Steamboat Willie. I should say that, of course. Allegedly Mickey.
Allegedly.
Mickey, the cabin boy.
Yes, the cabin boy. Yes. I love that. The cabin boy. Never seen again.
I don't know if I know which shadowy figure at the end you're talking about.
Maybe it's just in my mind, but at the end when the music's playing, and it's like this is only this footage that was the only thing left over that might give us some kind of insight on what happened that day. And on the right corner to me, as the music's playing, I don't know if it's just my mind, or maybe it's one of those things, but I feel like a character started appearing in the shadows. And so I was like, is that supposed to be like Mickey's coming for you? Is that supposed to be like symbolic who like, he's out there somewhere killing more people or something? Like, I don't know. That to me, it looked like it was maybe that. Am I reading into that too much? Maybe
that, but maybe I don't know.
Visually, nothing was inserted.
Yeah, nothing intentional there.
Was it maybe a vignette? Like, was there like a vignette on that fell off of the frame or something, like a lighting thing?
There is like a dark vignette over the whole frame.
So maybe that's
all blurry.
Maybe
there's like a wood texture in the background, so I could see people having a tortilla Jesus moment with that.
That could be it.
Tortilla Jesus.
I got a couple of questions for you guys. I got to dive in. David, Brian was talking to you a little bit about the sound design, which I think really kind of added to the whole ambiance
100%.
And the analog style of everything. And I see from the other Night Signal projects that I've worked out, I've checked out, it seems like you guys have a really kind of cohesive ambiance. That's what's the word? Aesthetic that you kind of like to go for. What do you think made you guys lean in that direction? Because me personally, like, I love it. It's super crunchy. I mean, I mean this as a compliment. Like, I don't know if you guys are Tim and Eric fans, but like, you know, that 80s VHS, like, there's just something that feels so good and analog about it, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of that, of course, just comes from the fact that we're knee deep in like the analog horror stuff while we've been working on Home Safety Hotline, and so we're very like intimately familiar with just how those should feel. And
what does that mean? Can you define analog horror for me? I've heard this 100 times when I was doing my homework.
Yeah, I mean I think a lot of the definitions like to put the visual part of it as the important part. Like, it's analog, so that's the literal part of it, is just that it's analog horror because it looks like it was made on an analog media format. So like VHS, or I guess in the SS Willie's case, older, film.
Celluloid, yeah.
Yeah, celluloid. Thank you. But I think the actual storytelling, like, trends of analog horror are more interesting and are more what defines it. Because if it's just the medium, then that would make Blair Witch analog horror. That would make Frankenstein's Army analog horror. Yep. And I don't see anyone talking about Frankenstein's Army.
Well, now we are.
Now we are. You should watch it.
It's happening.
Incidentally, it's great, but not analog horror, because I think analog horror's defining feature is that it's secondhand storytelling. So it's always you're getting the aftermath of something, or you're getting you're getting a news broadcast about the event, but you're not seeing the event.
Love it. It's like a framework, right? A meta narrative.
Yep.
Yes. It's telling the story in an extremely roundabout fashion, which just so happens to be really engaging in a short media format, because you can piece together. You can have these little baby pieces that assemble something larger, and I think that's what's neat about it. But people are very hung up on the analog part of that of the phrase. So if it's a digital version of that exact same storytelling style, no, now it's not. But
Thanks for spelling out.
I get that.
Spelling out some of those finer points of the genre there. I got another one. Sorry, I just got to get back in here.
Go, Mike.
So, oh God, my brain is frying now. Come back to me.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Sabrina, do you have anything before I go on to smaller questions? I just want to go to you next.
I just kind of want to know, like, how you like found each other, and like how you created this company, and like what is the like how did this happen? How did this partnership or business partnership, whatever, happen? Like, how you guys were friends in high school, obviously. When did you decide that you both shared the same interests, and that you decided that you wanted to do something like in the entertainment world? Both the video game aspect too, I would love to get into later. But like how did you know that this is something that you wanted to do with each other?
Well, we had been doing it with each other for like 10 years before this company, with another company that we had with some other friends. It was primarily a video game company. And
by the way, also super cool. Not to interrupt, but super cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been doing this together for a while.
Awesome.
And so I think, this company just kind of came out of the momentum of already knowing we work well together and wanting to have something a little leaner and smaller. Because our other companies, it's sort of grown and become something that has it's much harder to maintain. And
Yeah, very, very
It's
different
elapsed.
audiences from previous products we've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like more collaboration, less passion. It's like more, it's more like you're churning out a product, like as opposed to like you guys collaborating so much on something. Is that what?
Well, I guess that would be a very cynical way, unfortunately, framed it. But
I mean, that's entertainment, unfortunately.
That's true. I mean, to a degree. I mean, I think it's about it was kind of just about being able to really have a like our the home safety hotline was just sort of being developed on the side while we were doing our other company, and we used to just kind of do this like side project stuff together, just sort of
That's
as
smart.
like just to have more like things out there. So it's like what do you call it? Having your eggs in more than one basket, basically.
You have to.
Yeah, exactly.
You're obviously both very driven and focused, and want to be maximizing on in any way that you can. So I really appreciate that as a creator and as a human being. Is a lot of people are, like we're in a current state of like quiet quitters, and like I don't if that's not in my job description, I don't want to do that. And I really appreciate the fact that your creativeness overflowed beyond what you were doing, and then you started doing side things. Like that's actually very admirable.
Yeah.
And amazing in this day and age, honestly. I feel like it's a lost art. So I appreciate you guys. And so does everyone else. Because like obviously you've created this amazing thing. So, that's awesome.
We're getting a lot of questions from the chat too, which is kind of where I was going to next.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions. I'm sorry.
So a lot of short films will start off as a short film, and then we talked about before the show Saw. Saw was one that became a huge thing. They put it online, it blew up, they got sold, it became a whole franchise that it was. Could you ever see this being a thing where Steamboat Willie becomes a whole movie franchise, or do you have plans for a future project based on this? Now, I know you're doing video games too, and again, they have Home Safety Hotline just dropped their video game. Their game, you gotta check it out. That's out today. It actually came out yesterday. So yeah, check that out too. But you have doing that. But is there more Steamboat Willie coming, or is it set? And Mickey, there people are asking too about Minnie. Minnie is hinted in this.
Yeah,
no Peg Leg Pete though. He's not in there. I don't think at all. That I know of.
Another question.
The immediate future, I would say, is I definitely think we probably will make now, just because of the response, more shorts like in this universe, because it was really fun to make, and there's a lot of potential with all these goofy. Now that we've established, that the translation here is take cartoon short and take the cartoon shenanigans and make them horrifying. And run that through the analog horror filter of like story presentation. There's there's plenty of opportunity to keep doing those. People have mentioned like Plane Crazy and the Galloping Gaucho. Those two Mickey cartoons are also public domain now, in addition to
awesome.
So could expand on that. It could be a whole weird crime story, like true crime, but with Mickey.
That sounds
historical
great.
records of these two Mickey and Minnie going on their killing spree and hiding away in an Argentina cantina.
Well, that was the question that I wanted to ask before my cheeks got all red and I got nervous talking to you guys. I was wondering how I was rewatching Steamboat Willie again today. I did a couple of passes through it, and I was like, were these guys inspired to make a horror movie? Like, because it's kind of already a story of Willie going through and abusing a series of animals. Like,
it's already got plenty of body horror in there.
100%, like the duck bagpipes gotta be my favorite.
They're all just getting completely mutilated by those mice. They're little sadistic little freaks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that everybody just kind of writes itself, really. I mean, that's why
it really does. It really does.
Is that what made you want to tell this particular story? Like, I'm just wondering how that came about. How you came up with the storyline that you did.
Yeah, there were other iterations before. Originally, we were going to make a game of it, and basically what happened is we ran out of time. Because, as we were working on another thing, we were like, "Oh no, Steamboat Will, it's coming! January's coming. We gotta have something ready. Gotta do it now." But it was always going to be related around like the boat, like in ruins or sunken, just because we're really big fans of the series called BioShock.
I was going to mention
BioShock
BioShock before,
yeah.
like in terms of the aesthetic that you guys are pushing. Like, totally got that. Totally got it.
Like on our Patreon, a little plug, we have some behind the scenes like concept art stuff that we did earlier when it was going to be a game. That's like reinterpreting Mickey as like this like sluggish, monster with like a diving helmet that has like the portholes open up so they look like ears.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
It's going to be like a slightly like more grounded reinterpretation. But when it was time to do the short film, just because that was what we had time to do, it seemed like just making them animal people was the easiest way to incorporate that animal part, because we had a draft where he was like a rat monster. But it's like, yeah, that's fine, but like it doesn't really feel like that doesn't really feel like it translates anything interesting about the short. It just says Mickey as scary equal, like that's it. Like it's just kind of it's really basic. And so the angle of the animal torture stuff, that was just rewatching the film and just refreshing the memory about it was like, oh yeah, that's
pretty horrible already.
He has to do that.
Good enough on that.
It's got to turn you into a piano. That's fucked up.
Perfect.
Yeah, I did wonder if that's the first instance of the bone xylophone. I'm not sure where that is in animation history, because that's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, xylophone's on the cow's teeth,
right?
So it's not quite, the cows, they're not all mutated. We ripped a little Looney Tune look from it, but you get to reinterpret. You get to do. That's the beauty of it. That's the other thing is the public domain stuff is if you don't put your own stamp on it, if you just kind of like recreate the exact, do the like when people are being
they're coming after you,
like 1-to-1. With the like how Mickey looks and stuff, not only might they come after you, but like also you can't own that either. If you make the thing that's public domain and it looks exactly like the version from the public domain thing, you can't.
People can take your shit.
Yeah, they can take your shit now too. Yep. Like the reason you like the newer versions of Mickey are protected is because they changed the way he looks. So you have to change the way your Mickey looks in order to like have your Mickey be protected.
Honestly,
which I love the design of making this.
Yeah, I think what you did was super clever. It was super clever. Porky Pig and all the cast of characters. Like it was very fucking clever. Like I literally was like, what? Like I at first I was like, I don't understand what's happening, and then I was like, oh no, I get it. It took me a second, and when it clicked, it all clicked. So it was a very very clever take, and it was fun, and it was weird and different, and like I don't. It was something that I never expected. So I think that is, a huge plus, especially in today's world of entertainment, because everyone's just recycling shit. And although this is technically a recycle, because it's a public domain thing, it is completely your own. It is 100% different. So I really think that you nailed it with that.
Fresh,
you know what I mean?
fresh IP-ness.
Yeah, fresh IP-ness. We use IP-ness on the show all the time. Fresh IP-ness from a recycled, not recycled, from a, what's it called? Public domain. From a public domain icon. There we go.
Fresh IP-ness.
So much better if I would have rolled it together.
Certified.
But, it happens.
So you have the video game coming out now, right? The game's out. Anything else coming up after that? Because I know that game's probably going to take up a lot of your time, but is that you're focusing all your efforts on that now?
Yeah, our focus is going to be on that for the immediate future. We're going to be working on a mobile version of that same game next, because we wanted to have that out in time for the full launch, but things get busy and it doesn't happen. So that's our next immediate step: do a mobile port of Home Safety Hotline now that it's out, and then after
congratulations on that!
Cool.
Incredible reviews, incredible reviews. Go check it out, guys.
Yep.
It's getting a lot of reviews. Mike was saying that too. Come on, give him applause, Mike. Give him applause.
They deserve it. Yeah.
But so excited for you. Well, Sabrina?
Thank you.
It's like from Steam Deck, like that. It's like this gaming system. I'm not super up on that sort of thing, unfortunately. But like one of my coworkers has it, and my boss's son has it, and like so like I was actually talking to them about a little bit about it today, and they were both really jazzed about it. My coworker is going to buy it, and my boss's son actually has played it today. He was like, "This is really." He said it was really exciting and fun and super creepy and weird. So, I feel like that's probably what you were going for, right?
Are you guys Steam Deck verified?
No, actually, I think Valve has to do that themselves.
It's
so
not.
we don't have any control over that.
Well, I mean, you might be able to play it. It just might not be.
He's playing on his computer, I guess. But my friend Nick at work is like, he has a Steam Deck, and he's like, you can channel all of your PC games, like, and your like everything that you play into this one thing. I don't know. I don't play video games.
Yeah,
so it's incredible.
Sorry,
I got one.
Powerful like mobile PC, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a weirdo. Like I don't mean that in a bad way, but he says things to me and I never know what he means. I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, what now? But Jacob was like, oh, I played it. It's amazing. He actually just got his computer back from like Geek Squad or something, and like they put like a new, I don't know, solid state drive or something. I don't know. It's not my world. But he actually had played it, and my friend Nick was going to, acquire it and play it. So like from this one conversation today, I had one person who was jazzed about it, one person who was jazzed enough from hearing that they were going to do it. And like, I don't really know how I would do it, but I would, because it sounds super fucking cool. I watched your channel and it looks fucking cool as shit. So I'm in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the trailers are great.
It's great, and I'm really excited to see where you go from here too, and how you develop all your other projects. Of course, right now, Home Safety Hotline, you'll be focusing a lot of energy on that. But I have a feeling that more Willie's going to come back into your life. I know it's going to happen. People are going to ask for it. They're going to beg for it. You're going to have to bring more to the world, and I can't wait to see what you do with that. But honestly, it's exciting that you've been here on Cruise Control. Appreciate you as always. I know you guys got to get going too. We don't keep all night. Talk to you forever.
I have one more question. I'm sorry. I just one more question. Okay, like when I'm sure he's going to give you this opportunity, but like I just want you to like make sure that people know how to download the game and how to see. We'll put a link in the on our show about for the movie, but like you just let people know how to get. We'll also include that, but let them know how they can download the game and experience the game and check out the game as well.
Sure. You can go to Steam. You look up, I guess, Home Safety Hotline. That's probably the main place where most people are going to pick it up because, it's got achievements and stuff like that there. So there's extra features on Steam. But you can also grab it on our Patreon under the $13 tier, which that one comes packaged with both our games. So we have 2 games out. So that's
nice.
I guess. Link-wise, I don't know off the top of my head.
We'll do that for you. Don't worry.
Home Safety Hotline.
And by we, I mean Brian.
Brian has it. Brian has it for you. Yeah, but it's so awesome. I'm so excited about both you having this opportunity, and it's just growing, and your channel's blowing up. Nick, David, I'm so happy to have you here. It's been amazing talking to you. Everyone got to go to patreon.com/Night Signal Entertainment to check out their Patreon. Go there at Night Signal Entertainment on YouTube. Check it out too. Check out all their content. There's a lot of stuff coming from them, and you're going to be excited to see all the new stuff. We're fans, and they're friends of the show because these guys are amazing. Thank you both for being here on Cruise Control. We appreciate you so much.
To watch. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
invite.
One more round of applause, everybody. Yes.
Tell Courtney she did a great job with voice direction too. That was terrific.
Thank you for that call out. I absolutely will. You'll be pleased to hear that.
All right, Richard Tracy's going to check it out. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah. We'll keep spreading the word and all our stuff. And of course, all the links are in this video right now, and all subsequent videos we'll put it out there too. Absolutely. So everybody check it out. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming on Cruise Control.
So much.
We'll be fun.
Yo, player, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.